In your MetaTrader 4, click on the Meta Editor icon at the top. If you have downloaded and placed the EA in the correct folder, you should be able to find it in your experts folder. Here it is. What we're looking for is C1 Basic EA Template. It should be in this folder. Open Data folder, MQL4, Experts. This is where you should put the code that you downloaded from GitHub. Double click on the code, and this is what you should be looking at. Close the navigator and the toolbox window to give ourselves a bit more space to work with. I got these codes from this website, sufx.core.t3ism.net, and I made a few modifications to it for today's purposes. Alright, so let's take a look at this. We know that there are 4 parts to a EA. The first is the setup, followed by the init, the dinit, and lastly the start portion. So if you scroll down, you should see something familiar. You should see your start, dinit, your init. Here is the setup. The setup is the portion here onwards. In the later videos, we will go through what each of these mean, so you don't have to worry so much about it right now. Let's move on to the init. When an EA is executed, it will run this portion. Right now what we have here is a line of code for us to identify whether our broker is a 4-digit one or a 5-digit one. And after which, it will jump to the start portion. My favorite way to analyze the start portion is to find the line of code that fires a trade. So let's do a Ctrl F, find order send for capital S. Here we go. Line 179, this line is the line that fires the trade with certain information. All these words that you see here, symbol, OP buy, lots, ask, these are variables and these represent certain kind of value and information. So to read this, I'll be looking at, okay, fire an order with the current symbol and long, buy this amount of lots at the ask price, so on and so forth. The question now is, when do we fire this order? If you look up at line 168, it says that if order equals to signal buy, then we will be doing this. So every time you see a if, you could take it quite literally. It's telling you that if this is true, then do whatever is in the curly brace. And we will work backward from there. So we will find when is order signal buy. If you look at line 158, if this is true, then order will be signal buy. These 4 words here, these 4 variables here, represent certain kind of information from the price. It says that when this is less than this, and this is more or greater than this, then we will have a buy signal. We won't go into detail on what these 4 things mean. We will look into that when we code our first trading robot. Similarly, to enter a short trade, this has to be true. And if this is true, order becomes signal sell. Scroll down to line 193. If order is signal sell, then run this portion, which entails running line 204. Order send, but it's a OP sell signal instead of a buy one. This summarizes how the code implements the entry portion of it.